Hello, 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 hello. First of all, I want to say thank you guys for joining the group and attending my first live. I'm looking forward to getting to know you all and working with you guys. So, today we have a very special topic. This topic was brought on by a series of real life events, my own experiences as a patron of a spa, as well as client experiences. So I decided to let me go ahead and talk about this for you guys and see if I can help you all out. So the topic of today is ways in which your staff can make or break your spa business. We want to make sure that all aspects of our business helps us become profitable and not lose any money. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Topic was brought on by. Sorry to myself. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So I can come up with a number of them, 10, 15 ways in which your spa staff can help or destroy your profitability. But we're going to talk about three today. So my first one that I want to talk to you guys about is ineffective booking and scheduling. You can't make any money if you're not bringing people in the door. So that is probably like the number one thing that we want to make sure that our staff is doing appropriately. So this all starts from the moment a prospect or even a regular customer contacts your business. So if I'm a prospective customer, number one, how can I contact you? Am I calling you? Am I texting you? Am I going online? The moment I contact your business, your staff has to be right there ready to pick up the phone, answer that text, look at that booking and see how we can get you on the schedule, or making sure that your experience from the time you book to the time you come is on point. So, real live example, I frequent a spa near me in my hometown, and I typically go for massages. And I actually did this story on TikTok, so you probably already heard it. Well, I wanted a facial, and it's been a long time since I had one. And when I went to their website, they had a bazillion options. So I kind of got overwhelmed and I didn't understand exactly what I was looking for. So I tried to call, couldn't get anybody on the phone. They had a little chat box. I went ahead and put my message in the chat box. Nobody responded to me. So only because I already frequent this spa did I decide to go ahead and pick something. Now, if I'm new to you or I really don't understand what I'm looking for, if you don't communicate with me, I'm calling the next place, right? You don't want to lose leads. It costs so much money for us to get leads that when we get them, we don't want them to go anywhere. So we want to make sure we have people answering the phones. If people are hired to answer the phones, that we have the ability for them to do that. They can answer questions and they can get people on the schedule. Another thing, once they have the ability to do that, you want to make sure that they are doing that. I have a client, and this was an amazing thing. I had a client, we were trying to figure out how to hit from that 5-figure month to that 6-figure month. And he was doing all the right things. Expenses are pretty good. So the only thing was get more people through the door. So how can we do that? I recently had a meeting with him, and he went from about 50, 60 K months to a 99K month. Well, how did he do that? His front desk staff, he replaced them. His old front desk staff would not book clients past a certain time. So while he could be open till 6 o'clock, they stopped scheduling people at 4 because they wanted to go home. Can you imagine if he had the right staff in place from January when they opened till now? He could almost be $1 million business. Imagine that. 50K to 99K a month in revenue, all because he had the right person in place. Yes, Shanita, I swear to God, the client, they just weren't scheduling people. They were cutting them off. They just said, I don't want to work. So they lost about 20, 30 grand in revenue every month just from not having the proper people scheduling or maximizing their schedule. Right. Um, yeah, they were on their way to a million. They were on their way to $1 million business, and because they didn't have the right people in place. Um, Talk about not just your front desk staff. Let's talk about your estheticians or your nurses who are doing your injections or fillers. When they're seeing their clients, everybody should be responsible for making sure that client is rebooking, right? So if you have someone who just finished a massage or even a facial, hey, let's walk them to the front desk and get them rescheduled for the next session. Or if it's Botox, you know, informing them, you may have to see us again in 6 to 12 weeks. Let's get you on the schedule. We have this open for you. It's everybody's responsibility to bring in this revenue, because if you're not bringing in revenue, we're all out of a job, right? So we just want to make sure our staff is doing everything they can to, number one, grab prospective clients, and two, keep them coming back. Okay. Second way in which our staff can help or break our profitability is upselling or cross-selling, or the lack thereof. So upselling can be something as simple as I come in once again, maybe for a facial. And instead of letting me walk out the door, you can say something like, well, Sheree, I see you come in here regularly. Or I see that you have this particular problem that you want to solve. So we offer a six facial package. If you buy 6, you get 1 free. Would you like to sign up for that? Very simple. Or if I'm coming in for rejuvenation and I get maybe using the laser, maybe there's something else. Maybe there's some microneedling. Maybe there's, I can add some Botox to that. So that's what we mean by upselling. When we talk about cross-selling, once again, if I'm coming in for laser hair removal, is there something on the shelf as far as retail that will help me when I leave or in between visits? If I'm getting microneedling, if I'm getting a facial, maybe once again, I went to the spa, look at this facial because maybe I was having some blackheads or there was some spotting, I have acne. Well, if you have a laser that can help with that, don't let people just come in just for that facial. Talk about all the other services that you're offering. We're not trying to be sleazy. We're just educating, right? Particularly if you're in the med spa space. Once again, remember the word medical. You have a right or obligation to provide them with a treatment plan and letting them know what you can offer them to provide them with the outcome that they're looking for. So once again, from the front desk to the person giving the treatment, everybody's responsible. I will tell you, the spa that I do go to, they will make sure that front desk person will always let me know before I walk out the door about any type of deals or memberships they have. If I don't know anything else, I know that. And that's because she was trained to educate the clients that come through the door. So you want to make sure that all your staff are educated. When I went and I did that facial, the esthetician, she did the facial. She told me, all about my skin, and she let me walk out the door. Now, they had a whole wall full of retail. Not one time asked me, what do I use at home? Not one time, telling me, if you're concerned about X, Y, and Z, because they do make you fill out a form. They didn't say, oh, I see that you're concerned about this. This is another service that you could use. Or, between now and next month, when you come back in, why don't you consider this moisturizer or this sunscreen or whatever have you? They literally they lost hundreds of dollars on me from that one visit. I went in there, paid $60 some. they could have left with like $200 or $300. So you really want to think about that. Once again, it's not necessarily just for your benefit; it's also for your client's benefit as well. So I know, Shanita, you're absolutely right. And if you're not training your staff, they don't know. I mean, as long as they're getting their paycheck, right? So you just want to make sure everybody on your team is trained to do these things. And number 3, inventory management. So inventory management, once again, is making sure that we have everything that we need to service the client, right? We want to make sure we have the right levels. We're not running out. We don't have too much. Too much is a problem because you have no cash, because it's all tied up on what's on the wall. And then not having enough, we can't service our clients, right? But when it comes to our staff, there's a couple of things that we can talk about. A lot of owners offer a benefit where a client can get treatment. So whether it's you can get massages, you can get free talks, or whatever have you, you want to make sure you have a system for that, because we can get carried away, right? So we got some downtime. Let me shoot you out with some Botox. Let me get one of these, skincare packages, and then next thing you know, everything is gone, or you use more than what you thought you used, and that's money, right? One of those vials of Botox is a couple $100. So if you're not you don't have a system for keeping track of those type of benefits, we can all get carried away. If we're training and we're using real product, you want to make sure we're allocating whatever we purchase. So if I purchase 10 vials, I want to allocate maybe 2, if I'm going to offer a benefit like that. Or maybe I'll say, this is a benefit for you, but you can access these treatments for free once a quarter, or once a month. So that way your inventory isn't going anywhere. Also, you want to make sure that, we are watching where we're placing the inventory. We want to make sure the staff is watching that. Sometimes we have things in the area where people can just like pick it up and just walk out the door. We want to be cognizant of that. If we don't have someone, we want to put someone in charge of managing inventory and ordering. The last thing you want to do is not have enough on hand. So that way we can't provide a service or we can't make a sale. So having things like par levels will allow you to see, okay, once I hit 5 vials or 10 bottles of moisturizer, then I know to put in another order. So that way you're always having just enough. The last thing you want to do is, I see a lot of people ordering just what I need this week and just what I need for the next week. It makes sense in your mind, but when you think about all the shipping fees, I've seen people pay $200-$300 a month in shipping fees because they were so afraid to order the right amount of product. So there's a delicate balance in inventory. So you just want to make sure you're working with someone to figure out what the right levels are for you. So even though I went ahead and titled this, ways your staff can make or break your business, if you haven't figured it out, the common denominator really is you as the owner. Failure to train them properly, failure to have systems in place will always put them in a position to not make your business profitable. So even, they have a little bit of responsibility to it, but overall, when I'm coming into your business to work for you, there should be things in place to help me be successful and help your business be successful. So just keep that in mind. If you are having problems in any of these areas, you want to sit back and figure out, as an owner, what can you do to make sure that every staff member is successful so that they know what to do. So for instance, your front desk staff, they need to know about all the promotions. They need to have a general understanding of the services you provide. So if someone like B calls and asks questions about different facials or different problems, they can kind of point them to a service that will benefit them. instead of just not having anyone answer at all, or for them to answer and say, I'm not really sure, I'll get back to you. They want to have some level of education. Same thing with the people who do the actual, your estheticians and your aesthetic nurses. You want to make sure that they know all the promotions. You want to make sure that they know which, skincare products align with this problem. So that way, when they're talking to their clients, they can kind of educate them on what you have to offer. Is there an inventory or program app? I would say use your point of care system. You really don't need a separate app. If you have the right point of sale system, it will have some sort of inventory tracking in there for you. Most of them, Square, Clover, all of them, you can input your inventory, and then you can always look at their reports and look at the levels and see when you need to order. So that's another thing that people tend to not do, is use their point of care system up to its max. So depending on what you're using, they should have some sort of a reporting system or capability to do the inventory tracking. Well, like I said, I could go on and on about every single way your staff members can help or hurt you, but these are the top three that I think every business owner should focus on. And let me know if you have any questions for me. I will be happy to answer them regarding this or any other thing. Oh, yes, Shanita. Yes, yes, yes. So, like I said, all your point of sale systems will have reporting inside. They have inventory reporting. They will have revenue by service. Definitely, if you need help reading your reports or understanding the leaks in your profitability, you can set up a discovery call, and you and I can work together on that and trying to figure out if you have any leaks that need plugging up. That's a good question. Are there any other questions out there? All right, guys. Well, I hope this was helpful to you. If you want a part two, let me know in the comments. I will definitely come back with 3 more and we can make this a series. If you have not gotten a chance to read my ebook or read my or view my training, feel free to let me know and I'll put that in the comments as well. If you want to get in touch with me, you can either shoot a message here in the DMs or go to SherieHill.com. I'll make sure I put it in the comment. Let me see if I can do it right now. SherieHill.com, and then it will take you to my scheduling app and you can schedule a consultation with me. All right, guys. Once again, thank you for joining the community. Thank you for viewing the video, and I will talk to you soon.